What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, the people who have been following me for a while now, you guys know I got my start doing this YouTube DFS stuff during about halfway through the NBA season last season. Okay, this is where I got my start. This is one of my favorite DFS sports. It's the most exciting DFS sport there is. So I'm super hype about getting into NBA, guys. As you know, I give you guys a high five, a core set of players that you guys can pick from, and then balance the rest of your team around. All right, so I'm going to give you 5 guys that I think need to have got to be in your lineups, and then you can find some value around them. All right, I'm going to leave you plenty of money left in your line for you to be able to make a nice, solid, balanced lineup, okay? As you guys know, we have a 2-game slate. We've got Kyrie Irving going back to Cleveland, all right? We've got Jay Crowder, who is now on Cleveland, who left Boston. So we've got both of those teams trying to show up for their squads, all right? Kyrie Irving, I think, comes out firing, but we'll get into that in a second. Then we have Chris Paul, the new addition for the Houston Rockets, going against Golden State, man. Both of these games are going to be super exciting. I am super hyped to get straight into this slate, man. Let's start off at point guard, guys. I love Stephen Curry, don't get me wrong, all right? I love Stephen Curry. Curry's going to be matched up with Chris Paul, who is a good defender, but he's old. So I'm not going to fault you for going Curry, but I'm going to take some savings and go a very determined Kyrie Irving going against his old team. Now, here's the thing. Cleveland is running out Derrick Rose at point guard. Isaiah Thomas will be out until December. Okay? They knew that when they brought him in. They knew he was dealing with some issues. It has finally came out that he's out until December, so Derrick Rose will be starting for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Derrick Rose, as we know, has dealt with a ton of injuries, and he's not the same Derrick Rose he used to be, especially defensively. He is not in any way, shape, or form going to be able to hang with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is finally the star. He is the #1 guy of his team. Gordon Hayward is a solid player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not undervaluing Gordon Hayward. He's solid, but he's not Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is finally on a team where he is the main man. He is the LeBron James of his team. All right? And he's going to want to come out and really show something and prove something to that Cleveland fan base and the Cleveland team in general that he deserved to leave and show them why he left. Kyrie Irving is going to go crazy here in Cleveland, guys. I think he has a very solid game at 8,300. He's got some good weapons around him with Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, all those guys. He's got some good guys around him, all right? So definitely expect for Kyrie Irving to come out firing. Lock him in. At shooting guard, James Harden is a tad bit expensive at $10,000 for him not being the main guy on that team. Well, he is the main guy on the team, don't get me wrong, but as you guys know, last year, James Harden ran the point often, okay? He ran the point. He had the ball in his hands the entire game. That's why he went absolutely berserk. Now, do I think James Harden ends up being horrible now? No, that's not what I'm saying. He's still one of the best players in the damn league, okay? But James Harden now has Chris Paul, who will be controlling the rock coming up the court. Okay, so Harden's not going to have to do as much. And because of that, and this is our first game, right? We're coming into it not really knowing how things are going to be. But just looking from the outside looking in, it looks as if Harden will be more, he won't have to handle the rock. He won't be relied on as heavily now that they have Chris Paul on the team. Okay? Of course, Chris Paul's getting up in age, and Harden's still going to have to do his thing, but he's not going to have the ball in his hands 100% of the time anymore. So for $10,000, I'm not willing to go that price, especially with Harden predominantly sticking to shooting guard now, and he will have Klay Thompson guarding him, one of the best defenders in the league. Okay? So I'm going to go Klay Thompson. I'm going to go one off of James Harden, go Klay Thompson, who has an amazing matched up against James Harden. Harden's one of the worst defenders in the league. We all know he's all over the court. He gets rebounds and all that, but he's not a good defender one-on-one. Klay Thompson will take advantage of that here at home in Golden State. I love Klay Thompson at 6,200. I expect him to make like 1,000,000 3-pointers in this game. He's gonna go off. All right? He's got the best matchup of all of them. Okay, Steph Curry's going to deal with Chris Paul, who's a solid defender even at his old age. Okay, we all know older guys have that old man strength. Okay, Chris Paul is wise too. All right, so keep in mind that Steph Curry's got a tough matchup on his hands. Now, Steph is still going to do his thing. He's the main guy for Golden State, him and Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant, of all of them, has the best matchup here in this one, though. All right, so if I think any Golden State player is going to go off the most, I would say KD. But I like Klay Thompson at only 6,200 as a little money saver, yet still going to give us some good upside. All right, next up, LeBron James has a little ankle soreness. Now, do I think he's going to play? Of course. All right, LeBron's going against his old teammate. He's going to want to play. Here's the thing, though. It's the first game of the season. The last thing that I can see them doing is pushing LeBron to his regular 40-plus minutes that he usually plays, dealing with an ankle injury in only the first game of the season. Okay, this is a long season for these guys. They have to be smart. I expect LeBron James to not play super heavy minutes like he's used to playing. Do I think he crosses 30? Possibly a little bit. But a guy that I think benefits a lot from this is Jay Crowder. I told you guys, Jay Crowder's on Cleveland now. He's going against his old team. Jay Crowder is a phenomenal player. Every time I've watched this kid play, he's just got tons of energy. He's a great player. He's a good shooter. He's a good big man overall. Okay, Jay Crowder is a great play here, especially with LeBron being limited in this game. I expect him to be limited. All right, so that's going to open up the door for Jay Crowder to do his thing. I think Jay Crowder ends up playing about 30-plus minutes here, and he does his thing against his old team. All right, next up, at the center position, I love Al Horford. Now, here's the reason, guys. Cleveland is switching up their starting lineup. They are putting Kevin Love at center. What does that mean? You have one of the worst defenders in the league at center going against trying to stop Al Horford, who is one of the best scoring centers in the league. Okay? What does that mean? That means Al Horford has one of the best matchups of everybody on this Boston team. All right? Kevin Love having to come out and deal with Horford on those little mid-range shots that Horford loves so much from around the free throw line that Horford just drains 100% of the time. He's going to struggle. Kevin Love's not going to be able to hang with Al Horford, who is a scoring center, and he defensively is not good at all. So I'm going to take advantage of his defensive lackings and say Al Horford is a great guy to go for value and potential at 6,000. Next up, at the last but not least, at the guard position. Now, this is a tough decision for me. I'm really debating between Chris Paul and Stephen Curry. All right. I do expect Golden State to win this game. Yes, I do. Okay. The thing is here is I'm already going Klay Thompson in this line. Okay. I love Klay Thompson. I like his matchup against Harden. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Chris Paul. I want some of that Houston exposure. I know I love Stephen Curry, guys. Don't get me wrong. He's one of those guys where you know what you're going to get out of him. You know what you're going to get. But I love Klay Thompson's matched up with Harden now that Harden's sticking the shooting guard. Okay? I love that matchup. Harden does not play defense. He is not good at all defensively. Okay? And Harden's going to be dealing with a lot of Klay Thompson. But like I said, Harden is so good, that's not going to stop him. All right, Harden's still going to be fine, but he will be a tad limited. Not only he will not have the ball in his hands 100% of the time, and he'll have one of the best defenders in the league on him. I think Chris Paul ends up being able to open up a little bit here against Steph Curry. All right, we all know Steph Curry isn't known for his defense. All right, he's known for just popping those threes randomly with his eyes shut, turned around and a mile away from the goal and making it. Okay, that's what he's known for. He's not known for his defense at all. Okay, I like Chris Paul here with Houston having to keep up with Golden State in Golden State, having to really push the pace. I see Chris Paul playing heavy minutes here, and I just like it in general, man. Because I already have Klay Thompson, I've decided I'm just going to go Chris Paul and get some exposure to the other side of the ball, seeing that Harden is just so damn expensive. All right? And the thing here is, another thing with Chris Paul is Harden is so good that Chris Paul is going to have many opportunities to get several assists. I can see him easily getting a double-double here in this one with assists and points. Okay? Easily with that supporting cast he has around him. All right? So I really like that game in general, so I want to get involved with that game on the Houston side, so I'm going to say go Chris Paul. That's it, guys. There's the high five for your first game of the season. Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Jay Crowder, Al Horford, and Chris Paul. All right, this leaves you with 5,700 left. That's plenty of money to make a solid lineup, guys. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the bargain bin. I'm going to touch on a few players that you guys can use that are really cheap that will come through and get you some good little value. All right. So here we go. Let's clear that out. Let's start at point guard. Let's look at some cheap little value guys. First of all, as you guys know, I mentioned before, Derrick Rose is going to be starting for Cleveland. All right? He's matched up with Kyrie Irving, who is also not known for his defense. Both these guys aren't great defensively. All right? I love Kyrie Irving. But if you want to go a value play, all right, if you want to go with a value play like in your utility spot or something, I would say Derrick Rose is a good little option here. All right? He's got a good cast around him, man. He's on a great team. He's got a good little cast. He looks solid throughout preseason. He actually flashed some old Derrick Rose type finesse throughout the preseason. So I like Derrick Rose at only 5,000. Keep an eye on Dwayne Wade too. He's finally back with his main man LeBron, and their chemistry is just undeniable. Okay? And with that chemistry, they're going to link up a lot throughout this season, man. I love Dwayne Wade at 52 too. He's a great value. Some other guys, anybody else I'm not really going any cheaper than that at point guard. Let's look at shooting guards. Okay, I love Eric Gordon coming in to spell James Harden. He gets solid minutes every game. He should be able to get enough minutes and enough points against this Golden State reserves that he makes for his price at 4,600. So another value guy that I like is Eric Gordon at 4,600. All right, Jaylen Brown. There is a good chance that Jaylen Brown gets the start at shooting guard. Obviously, pay attention to that. But if Jaylen Brown gets the start at shooting guard, he needs to definitely be considered at 3,700. Okay? You always take advantage of that, guys. There is a chance that Jaylen gets the start there. So pay attention to that. Jaylen Brown at 3,700 is one of my favorite value plays of the day if he ends up getting the start for that team. All right? None of these other guys really excite me. Nick Young on Golden State could be a good little exciting player, but that's really only if Golden State pulls away with this game, and I don't see that happening. I think both offenses kind of just fire back and forth throughout this whole game, so I'm not really going that cheap there. Let's look at some cheap center options. Zaza Pachulia is my favorite cheapest option at 3,400 for the Golden State Warriors. Now, most likely Draymond Green will be starting at center, but Zaza will get his usual 20-plus minutes, and going against the Houston reserves, he should pile on those rebounds. All right, he should get about 15. He averages about 15 to 20 minutes, so I would expect him to get that normal amount of time and him to be able to rack up rebounds. Okay, he should be able to rack up rebounds versus Hilario. All right, so I like Zaza Pachulia at 3,400. That is a great value play. All right? And that's it, guys. Good luck, everybody. Remember, the high five is Kyrie Irving going against his old team. Klay Thompson going against the James Harden horrible defense of Houston. Jay Crowder going against his old team with a banged-up LeBron James, who probably will not play his regular minutes. Al Horford being matched up against Kevin Love down at that center position. I think Al Horford, his scoring ability is going to be a lot for Kevin Love to handle. And Chris Paul going against Stephen Curry, who is not known for his defense. Good luck, everybody. I hope you kill it, man. I hope you guys are excited for this NBA season. I sure as fuck am. Go to greenlightdfs.com if you want to join the squad for the NBA season long or the daily, whatever. We're the fucking best squad to be a part of during the NBA season. Trust and believe that. Let's get this money, man. Good luck, everybody. Like the video down below, and I'm out.